Okay, today we will see what is the testing fundamentals. Yesterday we done with the testing techniques, right? Yesterday what we learned? Yesterday testing techniques are two types. One is what? Static. Another is what? Dynamic. In the static techniques we can use code review, inspections, and walkthrough. And coming to the dynamic testing, black box testing and white box testing and gray box testing. Gray box testing is nothing but the combination of what? White box testing and black box testing is nothing but gray box testing. Okay, today we'll say very interesting thing, very important one. What is testing fundamentals? Okay, I think we done with the unit testing also, right? Yesterday, anyone? Okay, that's fine. What is unit testing? So coming to the unit testing, there are before going to the unit testing, they will ask you an interview might be, can you explain what is the testing fundamentals means? You can say that unit testing, integration testing, and system testing and acceptance testing. Okay, again there are in the category, if you take the category 2 as a functional testing, all your interview questions will comes on functionality testing and non-functionality testing. You can say that what are the testing fundamentals means. You can say that unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. And you can say the functional testing and non-functionality testing. They will ask you, can you please explain what are the functional testing? Otherwise they will ask you, can you define what are the non-functionality testing? So according to the question you need to answer. Okay. Okay, we will go with the unit testing. What is unit level testing? See, what is unit level testing? You already know that, right? We already discussed. Unit testing is done by developers. Okay, and unit testing is also called as what? White box testing. So, unit testing means what? The testing of a single program or a module or a unit of the code. We means single program means who the developer is written his code, right? He need to test at least once, because he need to check whether his logic is working properly or not, whether his code is working properly or not. He need to check. So that's the reason whenever the developer is written any code, and before checking to the QA, before checking the code to the server, or before checking the code to the QA, you need to check whether my logic is working properly or not, whether I am following the coding standards or not. They need to check. That is nothing but a unit testing. Unit testing is very, very important from developer perspective, because I told you, right, if anyone asks you why developer need to do a unit testing means, we need to tell that whatever is written in the code, you need to check at least once whether the code is working fine or not, before he is checking. Because in the real scenario, in the real time, what happened, if developer is not checking his code, means he already written some code for the login page, he is not checking whether how he written the code and all the things, because he have a lot of experience, so that he is checking the code to the development testing team. But he missed the somewhere the semicolon in the code. He missed the semicolon. Semicolon means just the syntax error. He was not checking that one. Because he over confidence, he sent to the code to the QA. So whenever the QA will able to access that application, the QA is getting a lot of issues, because it is throwing the error, right? Because there is a syntax error. So again, we need to tell to the developer, please fix this issue. Means, see, whenever we are reporting to the developer, again, developer is checking each and everything. It was taking a lot of time, right? So here we are losing the productivity. You are losing the productivity because a small mistake. Before developer, when he completed his code, he at least once he checked the code, means this type of problems will never come. But developer is never check his code, how it is working and how I am writing and each and everything. he sent to directly to the QA means might be in the real scenarios we will get a lot of issues might because might be developer has missed some syntax errors or might be some he lost the logic and all the things. So you need to check that the reason developer is always do the unit testing. Unit testing is nothing but we already discussed, right? White box testing. So white box testing is very, very important for the developer perspective. And coming to the integration testing, what is meaning of integration testing? We already discussed, right? Integration testing means what? Integration testing is a process of combining the modules and the testing the data flow between the modules. So integration means, say, suppose, hi, sorry, come again, could you please give the example for unit testing you want? Hello? Yeah, yes. Okay. Okay, good. I will explain. See, let us assume, are you able to see my screen, right? Yes. Suppose let us assume this is one developer. Let us assume he is a one developer. He is written the code. He is a developer one. You can say that dev one. Okay, developer one. He written some code, right? A developer is what? His job is what? He need to write some code, right? Yeah, there assign some code, some task in his name. Like he need to write some code. So what happened? He writing the some code. He writes some code. Like let us assume it is old or what some code. Okay, he write a equals to b or something. A equals to 1 or b equals to 2 or something. He is writing some code. Okay, and sum of again sum of equals to a plus b. So in this case, what he happened? He missed the semicolon. He missed the what semicolon because actual code is what he need to write like this, but he was missed the semicolon. And he what he done? He checked this code. Means he already sent to the develop testing team. How they will say how they send generally we can say the check-in means once a developer done his code right, he check into the server. Again, you have one more centralized repository will be there. That is nothing but we can call it as a server. So here he all his code is check-in. So what will be happen once he check in the code? All the code will be here on. Again, we can treat it as a build. Okay, build is nothing but every day we will get it right. That build. Okay, in this build this code will be there because he check in is all the code in his build means the QA will get what URL will get. We will get what one URL. URL is nothing but you will get some URL. How you need to check it means this code you will get URL. Okay, URL. Whenever you are opening this URL, this code is failing because this is what he's missed the semicolon here, right? Because the developer is not checking because he's overconfident. He's think that what I am returning my code is fine. He automatically checking this code means you will get what build here. Build it is what build. In the build, this code will be there, right? After the build, it will comes to the URL. URL. Whenever the QA is opening that URL, it was failing because it is some syntax error. Again, what you need to do? Again, you need to send to the same thing to the developer, right? Hey, what you written is not working because it is failing. Again, the developer again one more time he open and he will check this one. Okay. Oh my, oh I forgot this was what semicolon here. So again he will check in the code. Again one more time we will get the URL. Again one more again we will get what new build, not the same build. Again we will get what new build will come. In this new build, in this new build again we need to check this one. This code is working properly or not. Again we will get one more URL. We need to check with that URL. Now this code will be fine. This code will be work fine because he already modified his code, right? Now he changes the code. Now it will be works. 1 plus 1 equals 2, or 1 plus 2 equals to 3 will come. Like this, you need to check. Because what happened if the developer is not done the unit testing? This is what lines of a code. I told you, right? The definition is saying that, right? Lines of a code or a module you need to test is nothing but a unit level testing, because the developer definitely need to test this thing. Otherwise, what happened? He is overconfident. He will not check this thing. Means he is sent to the QA. Again, the QA will get many issues. Means again we will get a lot of time wasted, lot of time telling, lot of time consuming. So we will lose the productivity time. I told you, right? The productivity time is always very important. Productivity. We need to save the time. We need to save the time. Then otherwise, if you are way, hello. Otherwise it is waste, because if you are not saving the time, means repeatedly you are doing the same thing, means the QA will get many issues. When your developer lead is also say that, hey, before checking, just do the unit testing. So that's the reason always the developer, even though he is senior person, even though it's a junior or a senior, any person, once he return the code, he need to do the unit testing. Unit testing is compulsory for the developers. Good morning.
Hello, sir. I have one
Srini.
question.
This is
Hello.
Srini. You can call me Srini. Okay. Yeah, ask me.
Okay. Yeah. As you said, like developer needs to do the testing before checking the code, right? But
Yes.
suppose for an example, a developer already wrote his code, and then after he or she needs to build the solution, right? Otherwise, without build the solution, how can they are able to check in the code?
It's a good question. They're locally they can check, right? Without the build, locally means they have a Visual Studio, or they have a Java or anything. Suppose they're writing the code in Eclipse, and they will directly run the code, right? See,
Yeah.
in suppose in Eclipse, I will show you like simple example. Are you able to see my screen, right? Are you able
Yes,
to see
sir.
my screen, right? Yeah, okay, okay. Don't
Yes.
call Sir Srini. Okay, you call with me Srini. Okay. Never call anyone as a Sir. If you call with the Sir means you will lose 1 point in your interview. Okay. Just call with the names. Hi Karthik. Hi Suresh. Like that. Only you need to call with the name wise. Never call with the Sir and Madam. All like this. Okay. Okay,
Sure.
anyhow, see, this is what my local mission. This is what my local. Okay, see, you cannot execute this code in your side, right? Because this is in what in my local, right? Just I write some simple program. Int a equals to 2 and int b equals to 3 and int sum of a plus b. So as a developer, let us assume your question. Let us assume I am a developer. Before checking this code, I need to check, right, whether this code is working properly or not. So I need to check in my locally run as a Java application. It is related to Java, right? So what is saying? Yes, my answer is getting what 5. Yes, 2 plus 3 equals to 5. Now developer is very happy with that. Developer is very happy with his code because he getting correct output. Now he is giving for the testing. Now, what will tester will do? We will get tester will change his number name. This one he will give the test inputs 4. He will give 5. Now output will be what will come 9 or how much the previous will come. You need to check whether output what is output will come. No. See, I'm running it with what my local C9 means it is working as expected. Yes, it is working as expected. The tester is also very happy because it is also is working as expected only. So he can send it to the developer. He can say that this is working as expected. He will send to the directly in the live. Understanding, right?
Yes.
Got it, right? So that is very
Yes.
important. Yeah, because I'm doing in my local. If you after this unit testing is done, you make a one build means build. After that, anyone can access this one. Anyone, even all the team members. How many? Suppose we are in 9 members in the team. The 9 members can access because I already built it and I put it in the server. I told right in the server. Whenever you are putting in the server, you will get one URL. In that URL, anyone can access. The other reason developers always need to check whether my code is working properly or not. Clear, right? That's the
Yeah.
reason that's the reason we call it as a white box testing. White box testing means developer able to see the code. That's the reason we call it as it's a white box testing. Clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
So, okay, that's fine. Okay, and you should ask the questions because that is very, very important. Interaction means if you keep your question with you means again it's a big problem. So share your knowledge and share your questions and share your thoughts. So then it is very, very important to discuss. Okay, don't keep all your questions with you. Explain again the please. This is okay. See, we are discussing about the unit level testing. They will ask you what is the functional, yesterday what we discussed, right? This is what, uh, this is testing fundamental. This is very, very important. If you really want for a going for a testing side means you need to know what is unit testing, what is integration testing, what is system testing, and what is acceptance testing. You need to know all these things. Now we are discussing about the unit testing. Unit testing means who will do the unit testing means, you know, right? Unit testing is done by the developers. So what is unit testing means? The definition is say testing of a single program or a module or a unit of the code is nothing but a unit level testing. So whenever the developer is written is any code, right, he will need to check whether his code is working properly or not. Suppose developer is written his code like this, like in the lines of a code, but before he's checking the code to the server means he need to check whether my logic is working properly or not, because developer is missed is the semicolon. Suppose assume like developer is missed the semicolon, yeah, without doing the unit testing he will do the build means it is checking means what happened, it will be failed because is the syntax error will be there, right? So that's the reason again the time was wasted and time was killing. So that's the reason every time the developer is need to check whether his logic is working properly or not, whether his code is working properly or not. Before check-in means you need to check whether my code is working properly or not. Got it right? So the unit level testing is very, very important. I think Lakshmi, it is clear, right, for you?
Yes, 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 Srini.
Okay, that's fine. Great. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. And because see, every time you are getting the same issue, you will also fed up, right? So you can directly to say that to developer, hey, please do unit testing. You cannot say like that. You can say that, can you please do the unit testing because I'm getting the same issue whenever you are giving a new build. I'm getting the same issue. So if you are report the same thing, means developer will check. Oh, I need to check what my code is working properly or not before the check-in. Okay, so unit testing is always important for the developer prospect. Okay, that's fine, right? Now we will go for integration testing. I think we done with the yesterday, right? Integration testing also, if I'm not wrong. Okay, let's say anyhow we will say one more time. Integration testing. See, integration testing means what? Integration testing is a process of combining the modules and the testing the data flow between the modules. So integration means what? Again, we need to take an example. Suppose there is a two developers will be there, developer one and developer two. So what we need to do, we can developer one is done his code, like you can take it as a developer one, okay, and you take it as a developer two, and you take it as a developer three. Now they have written the code, right? Let us assume the developer one is done with the module. In the real time, we call it as a dev one, and here it is what developer two. So here it is what developer three. So what they do, they've done the code, right? So they will completed developer one is done his module like a home page. Let us assume like he done with the what home page. Let us developer two is what about us. Like let us assume like the modules. These are what modules. So developer three what some gallery or something you can check that like contact us or anything whatever it may be. Okay, if they're done their modules, right? We need to check this all these three modules, right? before that we need to check, the developers need to integrate all these modules, otherwise we cannot test, right? We cannot go with a single individual developer. You cannot test the developer one, you cannot test the developer two, you cannot test the developer three. Individually you cannot test. So what they will do, they will integrated all these three modules, and you need to check the data flow between the three modules is working properly or not. So in about us page to home I'm going or not, in the home page to I'm able to access the about us page or not, in about page to I'm able to access the contact page or not, in contact page I'm able to access directly home page or not. You need to check the integration. Means integration is nothing but say the integration is a process of combining the modules. I'm combining the modules and the testing the data flow between the modules. The integration testing verifies, means the integration testing is verifies that combined unit functions. This is what one unit, this is what one unit, this is what one unit. The integration testing verifies that combined unit functions together properly or not. Because if these two are not integrated properly, means something is wrong in their coding, because he is not calling about us, about is not calling home. Whenever the will get a bill, right? Whenever you are want to access from about us to home, the home page is not opening, means there is something wrong in integration, there is something wrong. We can, might be we can say that something wrong in the integration. So sometimes we need to do the integration testing. Integration testing, generally they will do, some developers they run the backend scripting language, but as of as a QA, what you need to test, suppose you will get a page like will get an application, you need to check home page is working properly or not, about us page is working properly or not, and contact us is working properly or not, you need to test. Clear, right, so far? So this can facilitate finding the problem that occurrence and the interface and communication between the individual modules. We need to check the individual modules communication, it is happening proper communication or not, interface and communication. Suppose you are not able to access from about us page to home page, means then it is a bug. Suppose you are not able to access from about us to contact, means contact us, means again it's a bug. So you need to check whether it is communicating properly or not. Okay, that's the reason it is also called as what, referred as what, assembly test. Clear, right? Any questions so far? Understanding, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So, so the integration testing is also is very, very important. Okay. And it is divided into two types. What is incremental integration testing and non-incremental integration testing? What is meaning of incremental integration testing? Incremental integration testing is nothing but, incremental integration testing is a process of testing in which each unit integrated one at a time into the system. So if you discuss, means first time what they will do, they will be give home page first time they will give you one home page, and you need to check this home page is working properly or not. So it is working fine. Now here it is incrementally, means incrementally integration is a process of testing with in which each unit integrated one at a time. Now I'm not adding about us and contact us, I'm adding only one at a time. So I'm adding what, about us. Now I am adding one more module, about us. So you need to uh, check these two modules are integrated properly or not. You need to check the data flow between these two modules was working properly or not, and you need to check whether the two modules are integrated properly or not. You need to check. That is nothing but incrementally. Incremental means I'm adding one at a time, I'm not adding all. So again, if it is both are working fine, means again I added one more. One more is nothing but contact us. So you need to check whether you need to check all the modules, all three modules are working properly or not, you need to check. So now tell me, you have a question now. Just now I added what, contact us. Do we need to test all three, or we need to test about us or contact us? Now, just now we added what? Yes, all three. Shankar. Yes, you will need to test all three, because that is very, very important. Don't think that I added just now as a contact as, you cannot think like only if we already both previously we already test the home and about us. Just now I added as a contact as only. You cannot think like that, because You need to communicate with the contact as to home also, right? You need to communicate from here to here also, right? You need to check here to here. So that is also is very very important. You need to check whether you are properly communicating to home to contact as also, and you need to check about to contact as also. So this is what integration testing. So this is also is very very important. Don't worry, no one will tell you do the integration testing, because integration testing will done by the developer. They will write the some script from backend. They will check. But in UI level means in the front end. Suppose you are, I told you yesterday, the Amazon site. If you take an Amazon site, you can check all these modules like your Amazon dot today deals and Amazon Pay and sell and customer services. See, if I'm currently in what Amazon homepage will be there. Now I'm accessing what custom services. In the currently I'm in which page? The custom services, right? Now I can access in the same your Amazon dot in also in the same. So you see, I'm able to interacting with all the modules, right? So that is also you need to check whether it is communicating with all the modules or not. You need to check that also. That is also is very very important. That is nothing but a incremental integration testing, means we are adding what one at a time. Again, the incremental integration testing is divided into two types. One is what top down testing, another is what bottom up testing. What is meaning of top down testing and bottom of the testing? So you already, yes, yes, parent and child, yes. Top down testing is nothing but the process of incrementally adding the modules from the parent to child. Sometimes we have something, say, let us assume like you can treat like a fire TV stick as a parent. This is what main one, right? This is what, this is all will change. Let us assume all the things. You need to check this links is properly working, because the parent to child, this is integration is properly is done or not. You need to check whether it is accessing from the parent to child also. You need to test. That is also is very very important. Very right. Coming to the top to bottom, coming to the bottom up testing means the vice versa. Vice versa means you need to check child to parent means sometimes we have all we have only child links will be there. These all what child link, and we added with the parent link. The parent link is also working properly or not, we need to test. That is nothing but a incremental integration testing. Again, there are two types. One, what are there? Bottom up testing. Another is what? Top down testing. In the top down testing, what we are saying, parent to child. The top down testing is a process of incremental. Incrementally means, see, one at a time. We are adding one link. I'm checking whether it is working. Again, I'm adding other link. I'm checking whether the two links is working properly or not. Again, I'm adding the third link. I'm checking one and two and three links was working properly or not. So you need to check the data flow between the modules. This process is worked on throughout the software hierarchy to top down to bottom. So bottom of the testing means the vice versa. Means the bottom of testing is a process of incrementally adding the modules from child to parent, and you need to test the data flow between the modules. This is very very important. You need to check, but no one will tell you in the real time, please test the integration testing. As a tester, you need to realize, as a tester you need to check if any two modules is recently they're added in your application. You need to check whether the two modules is working properly or not, whether the two modules are integrating properly or not, whether the two modules is getting proper communication or not. You need to test. Clear, right? Clear, right, everyone? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Ask me if you have any questions. Just clear out here itself, because if you keep the questions with you, right, again it's a problem. Just be free. I'm not a lecturer. I'm not a, because I'm also be a like you. Just I'm sharing my knowledge. That's it. See, it's not be like I'm a sir, you're a student. It's not be like that. It is purely interaction sessions. It is purely interaction session. You can ask silly question or you can ask any question. If I know, I definitely I will answer you. If I'm not know, means I will tell you I don't know. But you need to ask whether, because the testing I told you, right, 70% is only a communication. 70% is only communication. The communication is nothing but not only in English. People are think that only communication means only we need to speak in English. No, whatever the language you have, you need to communicate, because the testing side, what happen if you are not properly communicate, if you are not properly communicate with the on-site team or offline team, then it is very biggest problem, because you are identify good bugs, but you are not able to communicate, you are not properly communicate. Why should I need to answer, because many of people are there, right? Why should I need to answer? If you think like that, you cannot move, because what are the issues you are found, you need to communicate with your team, and you need to communicate with your on-site team, or the team members. You need to share all the things. If the application it is an applicable for Windows application, yes, it is applicable for a Windows application also. In a Windows application is also we have a modules like module 1, module 2, module 3. Whenever the modules will be the developer 1 is developed one module, and the developer 2 is developed other module, we need to check the both modules are integrated properly or not. Okay, that's fine. Non-incremental integration testing. Till now, what we learn incremental, right? But now we are learning what non-incremental integration. The name itself, it is there. Non-incremental means what? Non-incremental integration testing is the process of testing the product by integration every unit all at a time into the system, and we need to check what data flow between the modules. Now we are telling to the developers, don't give a one by one module, can you give all the modules at a time? So what happened now, previously what happened, we added home, and after that we added about us, and after that we added contact us. But now we are telling that to the developers, please give all three modules at a time, so we will test each and everything in one time only. So what they will do, the developers, they're not done with the module wise, they will complete what they done with all the modules, they will give completely at a time once. See, that is what non-incremental integration testing. Non-incremental integration testing is the process of testing the product by integration every unit all at a time. Here it is very important point, all at a time into the system, and testing the data flow between the modules. This method can be used to save the time and integration process. Yes, it will be save the time, because previously what happened, in incremental, one module is done, again one more new module is coming, and we are testing with both 1 and 2. Again one more module is coming, means again we are testing 1 and 2 and 3. It was taking a lot of time. But when we are comparing to the non-incremental integration testing, it is not required. We are telling to the development team, we will wait, but you can give me all the modules at a time. So they will implemented all the things at a time, and they will give to us. So we, in that case, we need to test each module is working properly or not, and each module is communicating with other modules or not. We need to check the communication between the data flow between the modules. Clear, right? This is called non-incremental integration testing. Clear, right? Fine,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
And yes, fine. System testing. This is very important. System testing means what? The system testing verifies whether the entire the application is working according to the software requirements or not. If someone is say that, hey, can you please do the system testing? So system means what? Complete. System means what? Complete. System testing is verifies whether the entire the application, not only module. See, you know right, what is the difference between module and entire the application. Module means a group of code, that is called module. Okay, system means what? You need to test entire the application. The system testing means what? System testing verifies the entire the application is working according to the software requirements or not. It is also referred in some organizations, we call it as a product testing, and some organizations we call it as a end-to-end testing, or some organizations we call it as a E2E testing. All are the same. If someone is say that, can you please do the product testing, you need to realize that, yeah, I need to test entire the application. And someone is say that end-to-end testing means the name itself, it is there, end-to-end, and entire the application you need to test. E2E means end-to-end, you need to test the entire the application. Okay, that's fine. Still now we are good in that. But if you want to do a system testing, means what we need to test means compatibility testing. Do you know anyone what is the compatibility testing? What is meaning of compatibility? Compatibility means what? General word. You know what is the compatibility? Okay, that's fine. So you need to answer. Comparing means what? Compatibility means, yes, you can say like you need to check all the environments. All the environments means, suppose, see, if what is the what you develop the application, right? That application should work in all the environments. Like my system is what, Windows 9. Your system is what, Windows 10. We need to check the compatibility, whether means like comparing like it is working in Windows 9 or not. We need to check as well as it is working with Windows 10 or not. We need to check all the environments. Like, see, our application is supports and different windows. Yes, in the different windows, like you need to check in all the environments. Like our application is also support in the Linux. You need to check whether it is working with the Linux also. You need to check. Suppose your application is support the Unix. You need to check whether my application is working Windows, Linux, or Unix. Suppose your application is support in the mobile. In mobile also you are able to access it. You need to check the compatibility. Compatibility means you are checking whether it is compatibility for the mobile on the Windows 9 or Windows 10 or not. You need to check. That is nothing but a compatibility testing. You need to check if anyone asks you to do the system testing, means you need to cover the compatibility testing also. This is also is very important. Clear, right? And what about browser compatibility? Can anyone, what is meaning of browser compatibility? What is the meaning of browser compatibility testing? Browser compatibility testing means, you know, but you are not speaking. Yes, different browsers. Good. You need to check different browsers. Check. Yes. You need to check what are the your application. What are your application is developed by the developers. You need to check that application is working all the browsers or not. That is very important. No one will tell you, hey, please test the IE, hey, please test the in the Chrome, please test the in Firefox. No one will tell you that one. As a tester you need to know that if any task is assigned on your name or anything, any website you need to test, means you need to test that whether it is working on all the browsers, IE, it is working on IE or not, it is working in Firefox or not, it is working in the Chrome or not. You need to check. That is nothing but a browser compatibility testing. So sometimes what happen, as a fresher he will not get this idea. He will say that he will be verifying the Chrome. He say that the task is done. What is saying? The task is done, but he is not tested in Firefox and IE. But client is working in the IE. In the IE, the application is not accessing because in there is a browser compatibility issues will be there. Though, so immediately he rejected that task, and he will again we will get negative impact, right? Because who they will definitely ask who test this one. You cannot say like I missed that scenario, because as a tester you need to test all the browsers it is supporting or not. See, that's the reason how you can say it's a user friendly means you need to check all the browsers. See, you cannot restrict the end users. If you are restricting the end users, means no one will use your product. So Facebook never say that use only one browser, and Amazon never say that use only one browser, or any application, any top most application, they never say that only for specific browser. They never say like that, because you never restrict the end users. You are restricting the end users, means your product will not be work on. Because I'm in good in IE, so I always use an IE. You are in good in Chrome, you always use in Chrome. Some persons they always use in Firefox, they're good in the Firefox. So you cannot say like if you want to access my application you only use the Chrome, means I will not use that one, because I need to install the Chrome again. I need to check, because it will take a lot of time. But nowadays, no one will spend the time, right? So no one will be interested to install that all the things, and you can. So you never restrict the end user. You always check browser compatibility, whether it is working in all the browsers or not. Before you are saying that my task is done. Before that, you need to check your application is working in all three browsers or not. If they, I'm giving here it's only three, but in your organization might be it will be four, or might be it is one, or might be it will be two. It depends upon the organization. It depends upon the requirement. Client is say that I don't want other browsers. I only I looking for IE, means it is a client request, right? So I'm least bothered about whether it is working in Chrome or Firefox, because client is only says that we are only going for IE. So I'm very happy with that. So I will go with IE. But client suggested that no, I won't work with all three browsers. All the browsers means all the default browsers means you can work with all three browsers. We need to check whether it is working in the Chrome or not, whether it is checking Firefox or not, because many compatibility issues will come in the real time. Many issues will come in the real time. Now I will ask you one question. You just answer that one. The two QA persons will be there. The two QA persons will be there. The two persons is accessing the same URL, but one person is able to access, that other person is not able to access. Might be what is the reason? Do you have any idea about that? Did you get my question right? There are two QA persons. There are two QA persons, and they are using the same browsers. They are using what, Chrome browser, and the other person is also using the Chrome browser. But one person is able to access the URL, and but other person is not able to access the URL. Might be what is the problem?
Environment is maybe different.
The same environment will be, the both are the same. Share your thoughts, because that is very important. Speak out, because say it's not be like a junior or senior. The thoughts is always very important. Internet problem? No, it's not internet problem. Both
Due
have
to
a, sorry.
caching issue, caching.
Yeah, it's good. That is one, memory leakages. Okay, that's fine. You need to check that cache issues. Absolutely, that is the real time challenging thing. The many people are getting a cache issues, like memory issues, and that is one question. And one more thing is also there. If cache is fine, means what is the other thing? Can you try? Other thing is what the problem? Okay, fine. Okay, version. You need to check the version of the browser also. Sometimes what happen, you are running with the lower version, right? Browser version. You are running with the lower browser version, means it won't support, means your application won't be launched. So sometimes you need to check what browser I'm using and what version I'm also using. Also you need to check, because if you are reporting the issue to the development team, right? They will ask you, hey, can you share your what is currently you're working, which version? They will ask. Do you know where we need to check the version in the Chrome? Where we check the Chrome, because this is very important. If you say that I'm done in the manual, I'm done in the automation, but you are not able to say that where is the Chrome version, then it is a big problem. So are you able to see my screen, right? So if you go with your settings, here you are able to go with the help, right? In the help, about Google Chrome. If you click that about Google Chrome, means it will automatically shows that currently you are in which version, and currently in which bit. This is what, 64-bit, and which is version is Chrome, and it is version is what, 72. But the other person is using 64, like that, means in that case it was not supporting, means the other person is not able to access the URL. So we can easily suggest it that, hey, can you please update your browser version, so you can able to access. So in the, such type of issues will come in the real time. We need to check the browser versions, whether we are following the same versions or not. We need to check all the things. Understanding, right? They will ask in interview what current browser you are using. If you are putting a fake experience, means yeah, if you are not able to answer that, what is the current IE10, right? What is we are using IE10. So you need to tell all the things, because they will ask you suddenly. They will ask you questions like this. Where we need to check the browser versions. So you need to check easily browser versions, means browser version means you can go with the help and about the Google Chrome. The similarly IE also, they will ask IE, where we can check the IE in settings. You can go with the settings about internet Explorer, Internet Explorer. If you see that Internet Explorer, it is what, 11. If you put a fake experience, they suddenly they will get a doubt. They will ask you, can you tell me what browser you are using and what is the version currently you are using? Means you will get a doubt. You don't know what is this version. You don't know what I need to answer for this one. So it will be problem. So before going to interview, you need to check all the things. Might be they will ask you. You can say that I involved in the browser compatibility testing. I test the application in all three browsers, like IE and Chrome and Firefox, and currently I'm using the IE11 and Chrome. You can say that if they ask many questions, you can go with that according to that. What bit you are using, the 64-bit or 32-bit, so you can answer according to the question. Okay, clear, right, so far? So this is very important. Why I'm telling all these things, browser compatibility is 100% is very important, because sometimes what happen in Firefox, we will get a lot of issues, because in the Firefox will not support in the real time. We will get what we are able to see the Firefox, many issues, drop down, right, drop down, the drop down is not properly loading the data. In it is working Chrome, it is fine, it is working fine in IE, but in Firefox it is not working. You need to report the same thing in the development developer. So I already test this application, it is working fine in Chrome, it is working fine in IE, but what I observed in this application, in the Firefox, the drop downs are not loading properly. So developer will take care of that one. Okay, thanks for your information. I will fix it into that and I will check it. They will tell you. If you are not giving a proper information, then again it's a biggest problem. So you need to check that one also. Clear, right? Browser compatibility. If you go for automation also, you need to launch the same URL in all three browsers. You need to launch the IE, you need to launch the Chrome browser, and you need to launch the Firefox. If they are specific any browser, means you need to launch the specific browser in the automation also. Okay, clear, right? And coming to the usability testing, that is also is very important. How user friendly your application? You need to test what? How user friendly application. You need to test how my application is user friendly. See, always I told you, right? Whatever you are developing any application, that is always accepted by the end user. If you are not accepted by the application, means it is means if you are rejected that application, means no one will use. Because Facebook, I told you, right? Facebook, we are accepted it. Amazon, we are accepted it. Many application we are accepted it, because there are very simple functionality, and user can easily understand. In the layman means doesn't know anything. Even our parents can also access the application, because there is very simple functionality, and they're very attractive and very impressive. So that such type of applications you always need to check whether it is user friendly or not. So I will give you some examples of user friendly. How the user friendly means, you will see what type of the user friendly means. You need to check mouse actions and keyboards, and you need to check all the things. Okay, are you able to see my screen, right? So what is this dots? Can anyone tell me what is this dots? Gmail and email images will be there, right? After that, you're able to see the dots, right? Dot. What is the dots?
Icon.
Yeah, icon. What icon it is? That it is an icon. Even I agree with you. What is that icon? So even I don't know what is that icon. So what I need to do, I just focus my hand symbol, like I focus the hand symbol. What is getting? Google Apps. It is showing what? Google Apps. So this is what tooltip. This is what tooltips. Tooltip means what? The end user, suppose even I know this is an icon, but what is this icon means? Like what exactly it gives means, even I was little bit doubt. So just if you focus this one, here it is what they're providing the tooltip, like it is saying that, hey, it's a Google app. Oh, I can once I get a hint, right, I can easily understand, oh, this is what Google Apps. So this is what how user friendly this is. This is what how user friendly. If I'm not provide this tooltip, suppose let us assume like if I'm not provide this Google Apps, I'm not providing that one. Again, I was a little bit confused. What is this dots and what is this icon? Understanding, right? So you need to check whether the tooltips is appearing properly or not. If the developer is kept any icon, you can ask them, hey, what this icon is represents. Can you we can have any tooltip for that one, because end user easily can understand that. If you are keep that icon the same as it is, so end user might be confused, and end user might not get any thought by seeing of that icon. So we can provide the tooltips. So if you are providing the tooltips, means you can put it any icon. Okay, understanding, right? So suppose this one is mic will be there. What is this mic? Again we will get a doubts, lot of doubt. What is this? Some will say that search and all the things. Suppose if you focus here, see, I'm focusing the on the icon or a image, it is saying that what search by voice. Oh, I can easily understand by providing the tooltip. I can easily say that, oh, it is working in what search by voice. If I search by, if I given my voice, it is automatically search. Say this is all what user friendly. This is all what user friendly. You need to check all these things. No one will tell you check the user friendly or application or not, check the tooltips are working properly or not. No one will tell you, no one will guide you, because we are not college guys and we are not school guys. So as a tester, once you're done with your complete course, you need to realize, if anyone assign any task on your name, you need to test each and everything. You need to check compatibility, you need to check browser compatibility, and you need to check usability. Usability means, I told you, right, user friendliness or not. Clear, right? Understanding, right? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Is, yeah, it is the same user testing the usability. I'm not get the question, come again. Understanding, right? Shall I move? It is the
Can we
application. Yeah, ask me. Go
can you
ahead.
please can you please
Yeah,
explain the
yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
can you please explain the compatibility testing one time?
Yeah, compatibility is nothing but, see, currently I'm using what Windows 10. Suppose you are working in Windows 9. So you want to access the Amazon the page in Windows 9 also. So you need to check the compatibility. Means like if it is not supporting Windows 9, means again it's a problem, right? So you need to check all the versions like Windows 9, Windows 10. You need to check all the things, all the device. If it is supported, suppose your application is support for the mobile ones also, you need to test in the mobile also. Suppose the same application is see, the application is done by Windows, like suppose the application is worked in the Linux, suppose Linux environment, you need to check with the Linux environment also. Don't worry, they will tell you how you need to test in the Linux environment. They will be giving the Linux operating system to you. Just you launch the your URL, and you need to check whether your URL is working properly or not. Yeah, is it the same user testing? The usability testing means, yes, usability testing means everyone we can, suppose if anyone assign your task on your name, means you need to check. Suppose in your task, if there is any icon or anything, you need to check whether it is getting the tooltips or not. You need to check. See, and usability testing, I can tell you one more example. Tabbing order. You know what is tabbing order? Anyone? What is called tabbing order? You know or not? Okay, that's fine. See, now you are able to see my screen, right? So in the Google, create a Google account. You need to check the tabbing order. See, tabbing order means what? The first name. See, the first cursor is where? In the first name, right? My first cursor is where? First name. So the most professionals and most senior person, they never use the mouse. They will use always the keyboard of the tab. In your keyboard, the tab button will be there. If I'm clicking the tab, means see, it is navigating for the next. It is navigating for the next. See, this is what, this is an order. This is what tabbing order. You need to check this is also. This is also user friendly because when I am writing the first name, it is suddenly if I click the tab means it is jump in the password means again I need to click here and here. So it will take a lot of time, right? And it is not in good practice also. So you need to check the tabbing order is working properly or not. Also, you need to test. That is also is what user friendly. You need to check the tabbing order is working properly or not. Say currently in what I'm in the last name. It should not jump. If I click the tab means it should not jump from the first name. It is automatically jump from the next. See username. Next is what password. Next is what confirm password. Next is what. So this is what tabbing order. You need to check this is also. Suppose the same task is assigned on your name. The same task is what assigned on your name. You need to test all the things like you need to test all the username. See, if I am giving the first name and last name, see, this is what user friendly. If I'm not giving the first name here, I'm not giving the last name here, I'm giving the only text box. Again, user get a confused. What I need to enter? Do I need to enter the first name is first or last name? I need to enter the first. There is a lot of confuse. So this is what user friendly. So here it is clearly mentioned that, hey guy, please enter the first name in the first column, second name in the second column. So he is already given the hint. So the user or end user easily can understand that, or layman, he can easily understand. Oh, I need to enter the first name in the first text column. I need to enter the last name in the last column. So you need to enter like that. If you are not providing any your first name or last name, you are providing only text box there. I'm providing what only text boxes there. And then what is the use? I don't, the two text box are similarly, right? I don't know where I need to enter the first name and where I need to enter the last name. So you need to check all these things as a tester. I told you, right? As a tester, you need to test each and everything. I told you the first class, never compromise. If you compromise means you will be lost the quality. If you see the only two text box here empty, then you can ask directly to the team, hey, what is the text box where I need to, whether it is taking the first name in the first column or last name as the last column, or else how we need to handle it. They will team knows that. They will tell you, oh, we need to miss that one. I will be give the tool tips like the first indications like first name and last name. Clear, right? So far. So usability testing means you need to check the tool tips and tabbing order is properly working or not. Because if you are not test the tabbing order, you test this application and you say that it is working fine. But once it is released in the market, client is using what tabbing order. Client generally they will use tabbing order. In this case, the tabbing order is not working means again the client is rejected this issue. Hey, who tests this application because the tabbing order is not working properly? Might be they will come like this. So you need to always be aware of all the things. If anyone assign any task, you need to fulfill all the requirements. I told you, right, how you define the quality. The quality is nothing but to justification of all the requirements. It means you need to fulfill all the requirements, then only you will get a quality product. You are testing but you are not doing a proper testing, you are missed this tabbing order. But again the client found this one, the tabbing order is not working properly, then again you will be rejected this task and you will get a remark, who will test this application and who will test this form. They will get a negative impact on your name. So you need to check all these things. Clear, right? So far. So if anyone asks you to do the system testing means what you need to test? Compatibility, browser compatibility, and usability, and one more, and two more there. What are they? Performance testing and security testing. If you're done with this two, like if you're done with the performance testing and if you're done with the security testing, then only you can say that I'm done with the system testing. Not not like that only identify the bugs. Not only I told you, right, it is not only to identify bugs is not only testing. You need to test all the things. You need to test what all the things. Understanding, right? Do you have any queries so far? So if anyone asks you to do the system testing, you need to check browser compatibility. I told you, right, you need to check all your application is working in all the browsers or not. And compatibility, I told you, right, all all the environments, all the different windows, like Windows 9, 10, it will be working or not. You need to check whether it is a work. The Linux means you need to, like the Linux or Unix means you need to check that one. Don't worry, they will give you. So I don't know what how I need to test in the Linux, but they will provide you. They will be provide you complete details how you need to test in the Linux. So according to that, you need to test. Okay. And in how many browsers do we need to check? Okay, they will say in the requirement, client will say that before there only they will tell you we are supporting these browsers, means you need to test this all these browsers. They will tell you. We cannot say that only these three browsers. They will tell you in the requirement, how the client would like the requirement, they will tell you. And you will get a doubt now, Srini, how can I test all the three in the application, all three browsers? It is very difficult, right? You can ask that question. Means in that case, what we can do, one day I can use one day I can see in a week, one day I can use Chrome browser, and next day I can use the Firefox, and next day I can use the IE. Otherwise, in the real time, how they will be there, one month, one week, one person can use the Chrome, other week, next week he will move to the Firefox, and next week he will move to the IE. So like that, we are entire the month, we are covering the all three browsers. In the real time, they will give you one person as can use the Chrome, because you are only, not only you are only one tester, right? In a team there are two or three testers will be there. So always one tester will be work with the Chrome browser, one tester will be work in the Firefox, one tester will be work in IE. The rotation, the second time what happened, the second week, the second Monday I can start, I can move with the other browser. Okay, don't worry about all the things, how many browsers and what browser I need to pick. This is all secondary. They will tell you once you get in a project, right? They will tell you you need to check with all these three browsers, means you need to work. But what I want to say here is, my intention is what, whenever if anyone give you to test any application, means you need to test in all three browsers. Clear, right? And we will see that tomorrow. This is very big topic: performance testing and security testing. Security and performance, we need to test all these two also. What is the performance testing, and what type of the things we need to do in the performance, and what we need to do in the security testing, we need to see tomorrow. So far, you have any queries? Did you get my notes? So I already sent the notes. Who are given their mail IDs, go with that. Oh, you just share your mail ID to the front office, so I can send it your complete note. Please go with that notes, and write the notes in your book. Like keep it as a one book and write all the notes. So whenever you will get doubts, right, you just refer that one.
I share with them, Srini, but they send the mail. Srini will update you, Srini. Then he will send the note.
Okay, okay. What is your mail ID? Just morning only I got. Okay.
Yeah, today morning.
Okay. Okay. I will send it. I will cross check, because I got only three mail IDs. I send it all three of them. I got only
Okay.
three mail IDs.
And Srini, I just joined the classes from today. So from last 2 days, can I get the notes?
Yeah, you will get the notes. I will see. I will share my notes. How my notes will be there. Don't concentrate. I will tell you. See how my notes will be there.
Srini, videos also will share, right?
Yeah, in videos also they will share. Don't worry that the content will be. They will give a complete content, and we will do the project also for a complete project.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hi, Shri. Yogesh is here. Yogesh here.
yeah, yeah.
I
Tell
still
me.
couldn't get the. Uh, so
You will
did I
get
share
some link on.
that link?
Yeah, you
Okay.
will get one link, right? Just you can click the link, so you will able to see
Okay.
the notes completely.
Okay. Fine.
See, I will send like this. See, everyone is able to see, right? I will send the notes like this. You will get this link, so you can. Okay, don't send to me here. Okay, you can send it to directly to them, because they will give you permissions for me. Okay, so you will get notes like this. Suppose you want see what is the topic today's means, you just say testing techniques. You click the testing techniques means you are able to see the notes here. Understanding, right? And please dump these notes in your new book. Okay, don't read in the mobiles and don't read in the laptops. Okay, because you always dump the notes in one fresh book, because whenever you will get some time, right, free time, right, you just go with the that notes. Okay, clear, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Any other questions, process related? You are following with me, right? Any language problem?
No.
No.
Oh, that's fine, thank you. So tomorrow we'll see what is the performance testing and what is the security testing. With that, after that, we will go with the functionality testing and non-functionality testing. We'll say slowly, slowly. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll see the rest of the session.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.